Starting us is one thing, leaving us is two things. You didn't have time for us to start, oh no. And every beginning seems to come to an end. One time I try, it falls apart again. One time it's all I get now. I know you're not what I wish for now. You're something out of the fantasy, escape to mine. And I don't want to fall in love, but I'll be fine. Maybe it was one thing, maybe it was two things. Maybe it's in the way that you look at me. So I spent my whole weekend figuring that you're meant to. And I don't want to be there to hurt no more. And I count all the times that your eyes follow mine. And you follow blind until your heart still mine. And I'll define, putting my pride aside. If you put your love on the line, so alive. I'm scared of trying, I'm scared it might end. I hate the feeling when you're out of love. In love, in love, in love. When you're out of love. In love, in love, in love. I just hope you, I just hope you, I just hope you feel what I feel. I count all the times that your eyes follow mine. Your eyes follow mine until your heart still mine. I'll define, putting my pride aside. Put your love on the line, so alive. Maybe it was one thing, maybe it was two things. Maybe it's in the way that you look at me. So I spent my whole weekend figuring that you're meant to. And I don't wanna be there to hurt no more. Skinny Asian counters, face fills of the mirror. That life is like a magazine, and I live in the fictions. And you compare so much to them, it's hard, I know. But when you are around me, it feels so nice. I count all the times that your eyes follow mine. And you follow blind until your heart still mine. And I'll define, putting my pride aside. If you put your love on the line, so alive.
Hello and welcome back to the Give and Go. I'm your co-host Reynoso here with my boy.
Soltero, what's up, guys?
What a game. What a game. Guys, let me know in the chat, what did you think about Slovenia against Portugal? Because we just had Portugal win this game on penalties 3-0 with some crazy moments happening on this game. Give us a thumbs up on the stream. Give us a like. Support the channel. Give us a comment, a subscription if you're watching us for the first time. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome to the Euro and Copa America live streams that we are doing. Thumbs up in the chat. Folks, what did you guys think? What was the most important moment of this match? Because we had a Diogo Costa masterclass in penalties. We had a Jan Oblak save versus Ronaldo that had Ronaldo in tears. afterwards. And then we also had a Benjamin Sesko opportunity that could have lifted the Slovenian team to absolute greatness. An opportunity that I think will haunt that man genuinely for the rest of his life.
He's not sleeping tonight. He's going to have nightmares all night long. I actually feel really bad for Šeško. But I thought it was going to be Jan Oblak who had the last laugh in this match, getting that really good penalty save against Ronaldo. But no, it was Diogo Costa with a masterclass in shot stopping, getting 4 huge stops. 4 of them won the Benjamin Šeško's chance with 5 minutes left in extra time, and then 3 back-to-back penalties, where Portugal winning 3-0 in a penalty shootout. I haven't seen that. I don't know if ever, maybe one time in my entire life. So Diogo Costa getting a huge moment that, to me, reminds me of Yassine Bono having that really good penalty shootout against Spain in the World Cup.
Very similar. Very similar. And I heard the commentators compare that Šeško save to Kolomuani's shot against Emi Martinez in the World Cup final, because it really could have shifted so many things. We could have seen Ronaldo get kicked out if Šeško finishes off that opportunity. And Pepe, who's going to be the most thankful man on earth today after that woeful mistake where he let the ball go and Šeško got on it. That he absolutely saved him, and you could see in the final scenes he was hugging the shit out of Diogo Costa after the way he saved him and his team and his country with his performances. Incredible performance from Diogo Costa, but Šeško, bro, could he have done better? Could he have done better there, bro?
Dude, what hurts, I think, even more is that this was a dream scenario for Slovenia, because their plan was defend, and just hit out on the break occasionally, and maybe Portugal make a mistake. And that is exactly what happened when Pepe loses his footing. Šeško gets it. It's a one-on-one with Diogo Costa. So much time, and I think that's the ultimate thing that happened. He had too much time. He overthought it, shot it early. Costa stood his ground and got a brilliant foot to save the shot. But Šeško's got to finish, man. He's got to finish. Costa comes out really early. He could dribble around him. He could pop it over the top, pick his spot, but he rushed a blood to the head, and he just elected to shoot it as quickly as he could, and it was the wrong decision. But Šeško, man.
I've seen him take better shots from long range. I think that might be his area of expertise. Dude, maybe one-on-ones aren't his thing. Maybe he prefers to shoot it from outside the box, because the way he strikes the ball is incredible. But on these one-on-ones, he had one in the first half where he couldn't get a good shot on it either, where he outran Pepe, and he had a really good opportunity, but just completely scuffed it in the box. Maybe it's just not his thing, bro.
It's not his thing.
Maybe it's not his thing. And so,
but it should be, man. It should be, because he had such a good season at Leipzig. This, I said in the preview for Slovenia, is that this is Šeško's chance to prove himself on the biggest stage of his career, and he fluffed it. He fluffed the moment, and now, low-key, this is the last thing I remember about Šeško for a while, so it's just not good. It's not good.
And kind of staying on that topic of, you could say, bad finishing or, missing opportunities, let's talk about Ronaldo. I would like to talk about Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, because I'd like y'all's interpretation of what we saw today, because obviously it's Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the GOATs of the game. So popular, so prominent in the game and in the sport. But his approach to the match today was very interesting, as he was starving and in desperation for a goal and seeking that goal through every single opportunity that was presented to them. And I mean every single opportunity, bro. Like the fact that he was attempting a free kick shot from the left side of the field, hoping to make it like prime Cristiano Ronaldo did for Manchester United, was nuts, bro. And they're absolutely scuffing it and skying it, right, in the process. Taking like 3 more free kicks as well, going for every header opportunity. My question to the chat and to you is, was his desperation, was his seeking out for a goal shameless today, or was it admirable? Because we understand how strikers think and how they play, but the way he was going about things, getting a little selfish at times, not letting anyone else take a free kick, for example, is it shameful or is it admirable?
Oh, man. I don't know if I want to, go online here and say it's shameful, bro. You're setting me up for something crazy here. But what I will say is I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by Ronaldo's kind of behavior, because he's been like this for a while now, and this is how his career ended at Manchester United in the second stint. It's just a lot of complaining, a lot of disagreements, and a lot of trying to be in the spotlight. It makes sense because, he goes to Saudi Arabia and he scores 30, 40 goals in a season. He's still got it. He's still that guy. But at this stage, the defense is, it's some of the best defenses in the world. And I think Ronaldo has to understand when he's on and when he's not on. He doesn't understand that, right? After a couple tries, he's got to let Bruno have a couple shots. He's got to let Bernardo Silva have a couple shots. He can still make runs in the box, but he's got to be be, more sharing of the football. And Ronaldo, unfortunately, is not that type of guy.
He hasn't been that, man. And it showed this tournament. Hasn't scored a goal in this tournament unless we count that last penalty that he got in the shootout. But it definitely built up to that big moment where he finally had his penalty saved by Jan Oblak. And let's just talk about that moment because you're an Atleti fan, bro.
Yeah.
How did it feel to see Jan Oblak get that moment against Ronaldo, a man who has tortured your team for so many years, and Jan Oblak, Atleti's very own, saving the shot? How did you feel?
Honestly, I was nervous because usually, and against any type of Madrid player, Atleti usually get the shorter end of the stick. So I was like, God damn it. But once the block happened, I just screamed fucking Oblak's name in our living room, bro. And it's just an amazing moment, man. An amazing moment. One of my favorite keepers of all time. And I knew that he would have big moments throughout this whole Euros. The fact that Slovenia even got to the round of 16 to see Oblak get that shot, it was a beautiful moment. Beautiful.
But bro, honestly, thinking about it, this team let him down today.
I know.
Like fully, bro.
Totally.
Like you when you're a goalkeeper, and I can speak from experience here, playing up to 8th grade level goalkeeping. When you're a goalkeeper, I mean, all you can do is keep the game 0-0. That's all you can do, and hope that the offense gets some opportunities. Šeško had his opportunity, and then that penalty shootout, they didn't even give him a chance, bro.
Yeah.
They didn't even give him a chance, man. 3 missed shots in a row. Disappointing, man. Disappointing.
And actually, honestly, let's be honest here. The shots were comfortable. Like they were well hit. It's not like they were scuff shots, but they were at a good height. I'd like to see one of the shots be a little bit more lower, a little higher, but either way, brilliant keeping from Costa to always read it correctly.
No, yeah, Costa went off. Went off, and I mean, he had a goalkeeper's wet dream today, dude. Oh my god,
my god, dude.
Oh my god, saving
yeah.
your country with how he did in that Šeško opportunity, and then 3 straight penalties, bro. Didn't allow a single one in.
Yeah.
That's a goalkeeper's. And I'll say it again, wet dream, bro, because that's what you dream of happening if you're a goalkeeper between the sticks. Last thing I want to touch on is for Ronaldo specifically. What should be his role going forward? Because he ain't getting goals, bro. He is not getting goals. Is it so much so that he should get benched in the next game and have Gonzalo Ramos step in, for example, or Diego Jota maybe drifting more centrally? Or should he be getting subbed off at the 60th minute? Or do you die with the Ronaldo experiment? Do you just die with it? He's given you so many good moments. He's carried you to a Euros 2016 title. Do you just die on this over Ronaldo and just see what he can do? Because there's always that potential. There's always that chance he goes off in a game in that same way that he's done for so many years. What do you do with Ronaldo? Chat, let me know. Start him, bench him, sub him off at the 60th minute. What do you do? What are your thoughts on this issue, I would say, that Roberto Martinez has right now?
I just think Martinez made a statement when he started Ronaldo in the first game and then doubled down by starting him in the second game. That means he's never going to bench Ronaldo. Martinez has proven to be, all right, I'm on Ronaldo's side here. So we're going to see Ronaldo at the start. I would be shocked if he starts on the bench simply because Martinez has gone with Ronaldo and he went with him for the entire 120 minutes today, right?
Yeah.
And so he's just going to keep going with him. The movement's great. He was very close to getting a couple of headers today. So it's not like he's in an inactive piece offensively. He's always looking to be on the end of crosses. So from that perspective, Martinez can't really bench him. And you've said before too, there's no backup really. Gonzalo Ramos just isn't really a good striker in the moment, right? Barely getting minutes at PSG in general. So you just got to go Cristiano no matter what's happening on the pitch.
I agree. No, I agree. And I think there honestly a bigger question has to be about this Portuguese team in general, because how did you guys actually think the team looked themselves today? Because we're talking about these incredible moments, but they all came in extra time after Portugal was unable to crack the Slovenian defense, which was very stout, very organized. And I don't want to take credit from them, but Portugal specifically, it's the reason why I honestly checked out on them after that first game against Czech Republic, and they needed some favorable calls to win that game. I'm not convinced of this Portuguese side because up top, I'm seeing a lot of interesting decision making, a lot of hesitant moves happen up top, and the touches, the plays that these players are going through. Bruno Fernandes, for example, today I thought was pretty much off. Rafael Leao was active, but I didn't see him be as impactful as I would hope for him to be. Ronaldo, we just spoke about him. The midfielders I think are really good, but there's almost like a lack of creativity. There's a lack of assertiveness up top that when you compare it to like a top team like Spain, it just pales in contrast, bro. It's so different. And I think it's an issue for this Portuguese side.
Yeah, there's like no fluidity in that final third for Portugal. Bernardo Silva gets on the ball a lot, but he doesn't really look like he knows where to pass it to. He'll get past the defender and then he looks, no one to pass to, he passes it back. And it's not even his fault. He's getting good touches on the ball. And then Fernandes today, he was a little sloppy today, and he's just kind of been a bit sloppy this tournament. So I think for him too, it seems out of his element when he gets into the final third. I don't think they have a real plan of what to do. And you compare them to teams like Germany and Spain. Like if they have off games, you at least see the idea there, you know. But for Portugal, Cancelo gets on the ball, he gets a little too individualistic. And then you said Rafa Leao. I agree, he looked good, but he doesn't really do anything. Like if he gets past a player, there's nothing else that happens for Portugal. So they just seem like they lack a lot of fluidity going forward.
I agree. Do you put that on Martinez? Do you put that on the players? Who do you put that at? Meanwhile, I'll load up the super chat so I can get ready to read those. But who do you put that on?
Honestly,
50-50?
It could be 50-50. It could just be a case of Portugal or just that type of team that don't really have chemistry with one another, you know? We've seen it with England and France at this tournament. There are a lot of big teams who have big names on their squad but simply are not ticking together.
They're not flourishing the way that we would expect them to.
No.
No, completely. The Hitman says France will bear this Portuguese side. Martinez is a clown. We could definitely see that happen. We definitely could. Avian Levy sends a super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Huz Jaber says, congrats on 100K, boys. What games today? And then the Reynoso emoji. Thank you so much, brother. I think I saw on Instagram that you're traveling, so enjoy your trip. Guys, give us a thumbs up on the stream as we read some more super chats. Give us some thumbs up, please. Abraham says, Weckman wouldn't have missed that penalty. Just saying. The fact this dude appears every fucking stream now, man. Oh my God, it gets my blood pressure up. Hasbik says Slovenia spent all their attributes on defense.
Well, let's also say, though, Slovenia had a masterclass in defending today. And I think that's also a reason why Portugal was struggling, because the defense that they had to face today was pretty much perfect. And actually, they were perfect because even the penalty was a little soft, too. So, I mean, specifically, Durkušić, Bio, Karičnik, oh my God. Like, if I'm scouting this team from Slovenia, I'm just getting their entire defensive line because they were incredible today. They didn't give Portugal an inch.
And they got a pretty good goalkeeper back there, too. Pretty good goalkeeper. No, I agree. Anthony Garcia says, if Slovenia had 5 Maguires, they would have won. I mean, but what we saw today was pretty much a perfect performance defensively with how they shut down Portugal. So I appreciate the joke, but I actually think Slovenia was great defensively. Taco says, desperation was lame. This Portugal versus France game going to be mid, low-key. Pepe, CR7, and Martinez definitely blowing Diogo Costa for saving the nation. That's a fun question for the chat. Who's most thankful at the end of the day? Is it Pepe, is it CR7, or is it Roberto Martinez for what Diogo Costa did? Let's do a poll. Pepe, CR7, or Martinez. Who is the most thankful man today towards Diogo Costa for what he did? Who is the most thankful man? Because Ronaldo, as we mentioned earlier, had a crazy performance, missing a ton of shots, being so active, and people could say that it was shameless. People could say it was admirable, whatever it might be. Ronaldo had a bad day in the office. And Pepe nearly gave this game away and was nearly the reason for why his team was eliminated. While Martinez has been on fraud watch for a long time, and people are ready to hound on him quick, getting knocked down the round of 16 with Portugal would have been the same narrative that he had with Belgium. Disappointing with really good teams and really good generations. So who's the most thankful man at the end of the day? Let's look at the poll right now. We have Ronaldo leading the poll at 48%, Pepe at 36%, Martinez at 15%. I would flip CR7 and Pepe, bro. I would flip CR7 and Pepe because Pepe's mistake was abysmal, whereas at the end of the day, Ronaldo, for as I don't know, as shameful of a performance you saw, you can appreciate the effort. And he didn't give the ball away in the same way that Pepe did today.
Yeah. I like that. But also the take on Martinez is so valid, though, because this would just solidify the idea that Martinez is a fraud coach if they would have lost this match.
Yeah.
Losing to Slovenia can't happen if you're Portuguese. So, low-key, I think Martinez is the most one that's thankful.
Dude, all three of those guys must be buying him a really good dinner tonight for Diogo Costa.
Get him a Rolex or something.
Yeah, man.
You got to chip in for that because Costa came through, bro.
Edri Navas says, Portugal and Belgium are fraudulent nations. Damn. I mean, Portugal getting knocked out today in round 16. We'll talk about that in just a second. And Belgium getting knocked out in round 16 today. And Portugal nearly getting knocked out to Slovenia, but they survived. Avian Levy says, Diogo definitely getting that hawk Tua tonight. Good Lord, why is Super Chat so sexual always, bro?
Hey, they found her. They actually found her.
Really?
Yeah, she got on an interview with Brianna Chicken Fry. I'm going to check it out
Barstool?
after. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw that. And she came out at a concert, too. So
Oh, really?
She's like going on a tour right now.
That's crazy.
She'll be at the Euros game sometime soon, I bet. Edri Nava says France versus Portugal going to hit like NyQuil, man. I agree, bro. I agree.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Low-key,
I am
man.
not excited for that game at all, man. I'm with you.
I agree. Which brings me to the next game. Let's shift on over to France versus Belgium, because if you thought Portugal didn't look convincing, if you thought Portugal didn't reach their max potential, you could say the same thing for both these teams in this France versus Belgium game that saw France get the victory through the 9th own goal at the Euros, with Kolomuani taking on a very weak shot and Vertonghen deflecting the shot and having it go past Casteels. France wins this game, a team that I think was deserving of the victory at the end of the day with how many chances they did generate, but all in all, provided us with a game that honestly disappointed when we compare it to the stellar match we got in 2018 World Cup semifinal between France and Belgium. France wins this game, moves on forward, but Belgium gets knocked down in the process, disappointing once again.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams just ain't it. This was a pretty disappointing game from an entertaining aspect, and it kind of makes sense, right? Two teams that have the most inefficient offenses at the tournament going up against each other. I mean, what else did we really expect? This was 0-0. Honestly, it looked like it was going to penalties, but it was a really unlucky Vertonghen deflection that did in Casteels. France go on to win another game without scoring a real goal. But, I mean, France's defense did show up. They really limited Belgium's offense. But, yeah, I mean, I just don't know if there's really much else to say here. It's just kind of disappointing. I'd say, honestly, I'm more disappointed for France just because of the names that they have, the way that they're playing. They're just lacking so many ideas. They're also very sloppy. Low-key, this is the worst I've seen Griezmann play in a France jersey. He is just not having a good tournament. And actually, I'm going to say the same thing about Mbappe. And this is the worst I've ever seen Mbappe in a France jersey. It's just not working offensively for France, and it's showing. But their defense is showing up. Saliba was a monster out there. He's a monster.
Man. Saliba was incredible today. I'll definitely highlight the defense. Saliba was incredible today. Koundé, I think, ended up being the player that generated the most chances.
Yeah.
In a game with De Bruyne,
he's good.
In a game with Griezmann, it was Koundé who I think generated 5 chances for France in this game.
Yeah.
The defense was incredible, but I was thinking about it, man. I was thinking about this team, comparing them to 2018 and what's different. I think no Pogba is actually a big miss.
It's huge.
Prime Kante, right? Whereas Kante's still playing great. I'm not going to knock on that. He's 33 now, though. I think you had Prime Kante. You had a much better iteration, a Ballon d'Or contender at the time in Griezmann, who was at his top game in 2018.
Yes.
And then also Thuram. I think right now Thuram just isn't the guy up front, bro.
He can't figure it out.
He is a shadow of what Giroud represented as France's starting striker. Not even close to what Giroud achieved and the threat that he posed. And he had a couple of chances where he just skied. And a bunch of these French opportunities were just over the fucking post. It was just really off offense.
Yep.
But I think Thuram was a big downgrade from what we had with Giroud and what was at the time a very aggressive and exciting Kylian Mbappe that honestly we haven't seen in a while if we're being true to what we've been seeing, bro.
Exactly.
Like Mbappe is not nearly as aggressive or as he seems a little fearful to take players on, which is a crazy thing to say about Mbappe. But back then, he had this wind to him. He had this energy, this belief on the international stage at just 18 years old, doing it against the best teams. But now, I'm not saying he's like that much worse. I think his approach to the game has changed. He's maybe playing things a little bit more safe. And I think the threat that they are missing now with Giroud up top and guys like Pogba, Matuidi in the midfield in 2018, I thought was really big too. It's just not there anymore. And so now you just have Griezmann and Mbappe basically up top trying to figure it out while Tchouaméni takes on long-range shots.
Exactly.
And that's basically your best hope for offense.
Yeah, and that's the problem too is Tchouaméni is so defensive, and it just adds to France's defensive eliteness. And then you have a guy like Rabiot who's also been very sloppy, man. He's had so many bad touches in build-up. Everything just breaks down before it gets dangerous for France. So sure, they have a lot of the ball and they can defend, but offensively, this team is a chore to watch. It's just the only way they're getting the final is if they just defend. And the thing is, they might be able to pull that off.
And there's always just that hint, at least for me, there is slight optimism offensively because they are the team with the second most shots in this tournament, right behind Spain. They take opportunities. They take them well. They just cannot hit the fucking net, and they cannot put them on target. Eventually, that has to give, which is why I'm still willing to die on this France hill. But I completely agree. Teams like Spain, teams like Germany look so much better in comparison. I just do think that France is now slated to match up against a Portuguese team that is just as questionable offensively. And so you look at the defenses. I trust France's more. I see France winning that game.
I do
Maybe
too.
they get another favorable matchup in the semifinal. They could see themselves in the final. And then that's when they finally show up and Mbappe goes off and they win a game. So that's why I'm going to stick to that narrative because there's still that chance. But I agree. They're not looking convincing right now. And you're honestly disappointed as just a fan of football because this French team at their peak was so entertaining to watch.
Dude,
man.
one of the
So
best
entertaining.
international teams I've ever seen in my entire life. They were incredible. And then let's go to Belgium now. Also, just disappointment because the offensive pieces that they have look so promising, but none of it was converted. None of the ideas. Tedesco did an interesting idea today in the first half, using De Bruyne as a more deep-lying midfielder, kind of giving like a quarterback role to feed the wingers and Lukaku up front. It didn't work, but also did not work. It's not like Belgium would have done any better. He pushed De Bruyne up higher in the second half. They created a little bit more, but honestly, maybe like 1-2 more chances more. So realistically, I just think for Belgium, I don't know. Just maybe get rid of all the golden generation players. I just think they've run their course. Even De Bruyne, honestly, because no Tielemans today in the midfield was just kind of strange. But I think there's a reluctance to use just the new players. No De Ketelaere until the last 5 minutes. Doku was good, but I just think he has zero chemistry with the rest of the Belgian offense. They're still using Carrasco, and he's not really in the picture in Europe anymore. So I don't know. There's just some weird things going on with Belgium that translates to just a team that just doesn't look that good.
Yeah, I agree. This golden generation has turned into a rust generation. And I think that also what we saw today was just how much Belgium misses a prime Eden Hazard. Oh, man, when you had him in that midfield attacking creatively with Kevin De Bruyne right beside him, now it's just De Bruyne and Lukaku. And occasionally you'll get Doku or Trossard, but Eden Hazard is so consistently great for this team. He definitely was a difference maker in the sense that he would show up, ball out, and he would lift the level of this team completely. Without him, this is what we get. Yeah. It's just a pretty lifeless team. And Kevin De Bruyne trying to do so much, trying to play so many different roles, trying to be a defensive midfielder at one point and then an attacking midfielder in the same game. You're just asking him to do way too much. So I can't put this on De Bruyne. I just think Eden Hazard at the time was the biggest difference maker for this team. And now that you definitely don't have him, it's just you're left with the remains, which I think isn't enough to compete with Europe's best, which is what we saw today.
And that brings up that point that I'm trying to make is that I think the coach of Belgium, whoever it is, whether it's Tedesco or not, they need to utilize what they actually have. De Bruyne is getting older, so he can't be your focal point anymore. You have to basically make Trossard and Doku your focal points for this team. And the thing is, at club level, we see that they are capable of leading a line. So I think if whatever the coach does in the future for Belgium, he has to utilize his actual talents that are in their 20s. But that takes being able to get rid of that golden generation.
No, I agree. I think it's time for a shift for Belgium because it's been too many times over and over again where we just see Belgium get knocked out of a major tournament and we're just not surprised, dude. It's honestly disappointing. Guys, let's do a prediction. Let's do a poll. Who wins between France and Portugal? Submit your predictions right now. And in the chat, let me know why you think a certain team will win. You guys know I'm going to go with France on this one. But I'm interested to see the Portuguese test, the toughest test they'll have so far in this tournament. How will France do against Portugal? I have them winning. Soltero, who are you going with?
I'm going France. For the exact analysis we've been saying all tournament long, yes, their offense is shit, but their defense is so good. It's so good that they can keep any game tight, and you still have players that have shown up big in the past, and they can do it in any sort of small moment. So for me, I'm going France. Portugal, it'll be a tight game, right? Yeah. Just like the one against Belgium was for France and the one against Slovenia was for Portugal. But I think France will just edge Portugal.
France wins with an own goal?
Honestly, at this point, or a penalty, probably.
Pretty likely, man. Yeah. The idea of watching France versus Portugal makes me want to vomit in my mouth a bit. Jesus, man, how far these teams have fallen off, bro, because this matchup would have been amazing at one point. Yeah. But now that we've seen the form, I actually agree. It's not going to be a fun match to watch. No. France at 54%, Portugal at 45. I agree with that. It's going to be a tight match, but I do have France edging it. Let's do daily awards. Daily awards today. We have goal of the day. Who gets the goal of the day in two matches that in regulation only had one goal, which was an own goal. I'm actually realizing while I do this.
It has to be
penalty
that.
goals.
I mean, if
we're gonna pick an own goal,
we have
bro.
no choice.
Let's just cancel the awards.
Let's cancel
the awards.
yeah.
Cancel the awards. No goal of the day. No goal of the day. No goal of the day. Game of the day has to be Portugal-Slovenia, right?
Has to be.
So that's easy.
Yeah, the moments that were generated at the end of the game definitely made up for the 0-0 over the course of the 90 minutes. And also, it was fun watching Slovenia defend. It was really fun.
Yeah.
Kušić was a beast at the back.
Yeah, easily. That wins goal of the day. Performance of the day, Diogo Costa.
Easy.
Easy.
Gave it to the man.
Easy.
He saved an entire nation. He saved it, man.
You're right, bro. You're right. Those are good super chats. We got some super chats from the four folks. I did say France was edging Portugal. I know what I said wrong. We have the Hitman saying France at least have a solid defense and midfield. They can win the whole thing. That's where I'm at. That defense and midfield can keep them in any matches versus anybody. And I just have that I have that inkling that maybe somebody steps up for them offensively. But I agree. Right now, it is not fun to watch. Let's do match previews for tomorrow. The last two remaining round of 16 games. Romania going up against the Netherlands. I repeat, Romania going up against the Netherlands. Do we see a crazy upset here?
You know what's interesting is I don't even see this as an upset if Romania win because the Netherlands haven't been that convincing this tournament. I guess name-wise this would be an upset, but Romania are playing really good football. If we've seen Slovakia and Slovenia keep their games very tight, Romania surely will keep theirs as well. So you could definitely back Romania to get something out of this. But the Netherlands still have really good players. Xavi Simons is very fluid. Gakpo seems to show up when he puts on the Netherlands jersey. But just the Netherlands defense seems to be a little suspect. So Romania could definitely exploit that. I'm very excited to see what happens.
I'm excited to see. I'm going to go Romania for the fun of it here. I want Romania to pull off the upset against this Dutch side. But the chat has Netherlands edging this one at 52%, Romania at 49%. So tight, so close. I agree, though. I'm going to put on a yellow jersey. I don't have a Romania jersey, but I'll put on a yellow jersey tomorrow to support my Romanians because I'm excited to see how this atmosphere and crowd looks, but then also to see if Romania can deliver on this stage and see themselves in a quarterfinal facing off against the winner of Austria versus Turkey. Folks, let me know who wins between Austria and Turkey. As I remind you guys, the bet that is on the line at this moment is if Turkey goes past the round of 16, I will go to Turkey and get a hair transplant. Am I serious about that bet? I'm not fully sure. I'll be honest with you because I actually don't even consider Turkey doing this. But I'm saying right now, Austria will go on and win this game very, very easily. I'm very confident in this Austrian side, and I understand the limitations of this Turkish team. So I got Austria winning, and I'm going to go full Austrian tomorrow, my friend.
Oh, yeah. Austria are clearly the better team as well. I have Austria winning this. I don't think Turkey even have a chance, to be honest. I mean, they might have some few flashes with Karagioglu, Güler maybe, but Austria, they play total football. So I see Austrians getting that victory.
Dude, one of my reels where I spoke about my bet with Turkey went viral basically in Turkey, and I've had two medical hair transplant clinics DM me, both with like over 2 million followers on Instagram, and like hitting me up like, yo, Reynoso, so you're coming through, you know where to pop up at. I'm like, bro, y'all are way too confident in this Turkey bet. I ain't going to Turkey, bro. I ain't booking no flight. I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm standing on business, and I'm seeing Austria get this victory tomorrow. So I'm not worried, bro. I'm not. And it looks like the chat agrees. Austria at 78% after topping a group with Netherlands and France. Makes sense, bro. Makes sense. They're one of the more dangerous teams in the tournament, and I want to see them arrive at the same level that we've seen Switzerland, Spain, Germany do in this tournament. I want to see Austria have their moment. It started off with Turkey losing. Guys, do I have any more of the super chats? Are we good to go? Misa sends us $2. Thank you so
Misa.
much. Misa, I like that name. Guys, we're checking out because we got a big game. We got a big game coming up with the USA facing off against Uruguay in the Copa America. Reynoso already looking a little nervous, a little jittery.
Oh, I'm just excited, man.
Yeah, okay.
I'm very excited.
Bet.
Hold back any other thoughts until that post game. So please join us 10 p.m. USA Uruguay post reaction tonight.
Join
get
us,
it.
bro. That stream's gonna go crazy. Whether the USA loses, wins, or draws, it's gonna go crazy. It's gonna go crazy, guys. Thank you so much for joining this stream today. We're gonna continue talking Euros tomorrow, and make sure to comment, like, and subscribe on your way out. Till next time, guys. Peace.